"It's funny to hear a female talk about roots," said Cam Newton, who is in his 7th season with the Panthers. Bill Sykes Associated Press. Cam Newton is taking a lot of heat Wednesday, and with good reason. The Carolina Panthers quarterback exhibited blatant sexism in his response to a reporter's question during his weekly press session. Jordan Rodriguez of the Charlotte Observer asked Newton this question. "I know you take a lot of pride in seeing your receivers play well. Devin Funchess has seemed to really embrace the physicality of his roots and getting those extra yards. Does that give you a little bit of enjoyment to see him kind of truck-sticking people out there?" As soon as Rodriguez said the word roots, Newton began to smirk. The 28-year-old quarterback, in his 7th season with the Panthers, then told the assembled media, "It's funny to hear a female talk about roots." "It's funny," Newton repeated before actually getting around to answering the question. Plenty of folks, in the media and elsewhere, did not think there was anything particularly funny about the question, and certainly not about Newton's reaction. The quarterback's comments would have seemed ludicrously outdated, at best, if he were speaking to any woman, but given that the question was posed by someone who has been covering an NFL team for a major newspaper, he came off as painfully patronizing. "I don't think it's funny to be a female and talk about roots," Rodriguez subsequently said on Twitter. "I think it's my job." Rodriguez added that she talked to Newton about his remarks after the session, and it was worse. Later, NFL Network's Ian Rappaport tweeted a statement from Rodriguez this afternoon. "I did my job as an NFL beat writer and asked Cam Newton a question about one of his receivers. I was dismayed at his response, which not only belittled me, but countless other women before me and beside me who work in similar jobs." I sought Mr. Newton out as he left the locker room a few minutes later. He did not apologize for his comments. "The comments are just plain wrong and disrespectful to the exceptional female reporters and all journalists who cover our league," NFL spokesman Brian McCarthy told The Washington Post. "They do not reflect the thinking of the league." Others took to social media to castigate Newton for his comments, while numerous women in sports media shared notes of commiseration with Rodriguez. Many observers pointed out how misplaced the 2015 NFL MVP was in assuming that only men could be expected to know the term for the diagrammed paths receivers take once a play begins. The Association for Women in Sports Media said it was very discouraged by Cam Newton's disrespectful remarks and actions directed to a female reporter during today's Carolina Panthers press conference. As a watchdog group, AWSM demands fair treatment and positive workplace environments for women working in sports media. A spokesman for the Panthers said in a statement via Rappaport, "I have spoken with Jordan and Cam and I know they had a conversation where he expressed regret for using those words. We strive as a department to make the environment for media comfortable for everyone covering the team." In 2012, Newton used the term sweetheart while answering a question from a female reporter during a post-game news conference. In trying to explain the latest in a stretch of frustrating losses by his team, he said, "I'm going to leave this room, and I'm going to bring in a suggestion box, and I want your suggestions to be in that suggestion box, because I sure don't know. But the only thing I control, sweetheart, is myself. Offensively, I am the leader of this bunch, and we haven't been getting the job done." In August, Katie Sowers became just the second woman hired by an NFL team as a full-time coach and the first to work with wide receivers. On Wednesday, she retweeted a post by the NFL Network's Kay Adams, in which the latter reacted to Newton's comments by saying, "Disappointing. Beyond." Read more from the post. The Raiders' season is unraveling, and they really should be considering keeper Nick the best and worst fantasy football matchups for Week 5. The old wave of NFL quarterbacks is still here, but the next wave may be arriving. Ben Roethlisberger calls out Antonio Brown for throwing sideline temper tantrum.